Valeria Luxe was born on September 21, 1992, in the sun-drenched city of San Diego, California, where sea breeze mingles with the buzz of border culture and every sunset feels painted just for a moment of wonder. From a young age, she loved the mirror not for vanity, but for play. She draped beach towels like royal gowns, posed for imaginary paparazzi, and learned that confidence could be a game anyone could win. And her mother, a hairstylist with endless patience, let little Valeria twist rollers into her own curls while she practiced Spanish tongue twisters in the shop's back room. Her father, a delivery driver, called her mi tesoro brillante, my shining treasure, and reminded her daily that sparkle lives inside first. Those words stuck tighter than the shimmer gloss she later wore to middle school dances. They formed the backbone of a girl who would one day teach millions that curves are gold, not weight. Valeria's teenage years were a stretch of both joy and tease. She grew into a fuller figure earlier than most classmates, and the hallway whispers cut deep. Instead of retreating, she convinced her grandmother to teach her how to sew. Together, they refashioned thrift store finds into curve-hugging masterpieces. Wrap dresses in bold hibiscus prints, denim skirts embroidered with flames, and off-shoulder tops that announced presence without apology. At 16, she launched an Instagram account named Valeria Makes It Work, posting daily outfit shots against cheap poster backdrops taped to her bedroom wall. Her captions glowed with humor and gentle self-talk. If the waist refuses to shrink, the waist gets rhinestones. Within 9 months, she gathered 50,000 followers who cheered her creativity and borrowed her tailoring hacks for their own wardrobes. College brought change and the first true taste of luxury. Valeria studied marketing at the University of Arizona, paying tuition with scholarships and summer shifts at a downtown boutique. One quiet Sunday, the shop manager asked her to model a new shipment of plus-size evening gowns for a quick Instagram reel. Valeria twirled in a gold satin mermaid dress, hair piled high, and the video exploded. 400,000 plays in 24 hours. The gown sold out. A buyer from Saks Fifth Avenue slid into her DMs asking if she could visit New York Fashion Week. Airfare felt impossible on a student budget, so Valeria opened PayPal donations titled, "Send your favorite curve queen to New York." Within 3 hours, followers funded the trip plus hotel. That moment taught her a rule she still repeats. When community and courage link arms, doors swing wide. New York Fashion Week became legend. On arrival, an airline lost her luggage, leaving her with one carry-on sundress and a borrowed coat. Rather than panic, she belted the coat like a runway trench, added bright red lipstick from a bodega, and walked into a show packed with editors. Photographers loved the improvised look, snapping shots that landed in a Vogue street-style roundup. The caption under her photo read, "Unknown guest serves mystery glamour in budget coat." Overnight, her follower count leapt to 200,000. Luxury brands sniffed opportunity. Within weeks, she signed a campaign with Dolce & Gabbana, Curve, starring in a floral bodycon midi that hugged every dip and swell. The ad ran on Times Square billboards. Friends back home filmed the screen and cried proud tears. Yet the golden path held thorns. Valeria's first major controversy came when a gossip blog claimed her waist measurements were photoshopped. She fought back live, standing in gym leggings with a measuring tape and no filters, showing every inch of reality. "I won't shrink to fit a rumor," she declared, letting the tape rest at a proud 32 inches. The livestream hit 5 million views, brand support poured in, and comments flooded with women buying their own tapes to celebrate actual numbers. Later, when a Paris stylist tried to squeeze her into dress samples 2 sizes too small, she fired the team mid-fitting and flew home, posting, "If the dress can't hug the woman, the dress must grow up." That post earned 1 million likes in a day and sparked the hashtag #DressGrowUp that designers now quote on panels about inclusivity. Success stepped up its pace. By 28, Valeria had gathered 10 million followers across platforms and a reputation for combining high-end labels with playful thrift elements. Chanel tweed with dollar store fishnets, Louis Vuitton bags covered in enamel cat pins, Versace turbans over giant silver hoops from the flea market. Brands understood she could turn stiff luxury into warm invitation. and bookings soared. She opened a Paris show for Balmain Curve in a crystal mesh mini, then closed it wearing a billowing cape that looked like molten gold in the lights. Backstage, creative director Olivier Rousting told her, "You convince people to cheer for confidence louder than clothes." She wrote that quote on a sticky note and taped it above her desk where it still lives. Alongside modeling, Valeria built a business empire. In 2020, she launched Luxe Skin, a body care line celebrating curves with rich butter scented like tropical nights, coconut, gardenia, toasted almond. The first drop of 40,000 jars sold out in 90 minutes, crashing the website. Within a year, Luxe Skin reached $15 million in revenue and contracted a factory that employs mostly mothers returning to work, offering on-site childcare. She followed with Luxe Silhouette, a shapewear brand that swapped stiff compression for breathable shimmer fabric, promising support without squeeze. The marketing video, Valeria dancing salsa in her living room with her aunties, broke 5 million views and convinced skeptics that shapewear can flex with movement, not fight it. She never forgets family. Her abuela appears in weekly cooking segments called Curvy Kitchen, serving plantain recipes alongside chats about self-worth. One episode where they fried pastelitos in matching silk robes reached 12 million views and attracted a sponsorship from Le Creuset, who sent rainbow cookware and a year's worth of donations to a local women's shelter. Valeria attributes her warmth on camera to those afternoons in her mother's salon, listening as strangers shared problems and left feeling lighter. Beauty is half good hair, half good ears, she often jokes. Anecdotes keep piling up. At the Cannes Film Festival, Valeria tripped on a train of tulle and ripped the gown straight up the back seam. Gasps froze the stairs. She spun, threw both hands in the air and shouted, "Fresh air for fabulous buns!" Laughter erupted, photographers snapped, and the designer later released a split-back version renamed the Breezy Luxe. Sales soared. In Milan, she lost her voice before a panel, so she wrote answers on giant cue cards and flipped them theatrically. The silent interview became meme gold, demonstrating that presence outranks perfection. Valeria also uses spotlight for service. She fronts the Mirror Me Brave campaign, traveling to high schools with mirrors etched with affirmations like "Curves speak power." Students write compliments on sticky notes, covering the glass until no gaps remain. The photos flood social media, every tour stop, and psychologists report measurable boosts in body satisfaction among participants. When a devastating wildfire swept through her father's delivery routes in Northern California, Valeria hosted a 24-hour live sale of limited edition Luxe Skin jars scented with redwood and smoke. Proceeds rebuilt 30 homes, including her father's favorite roadside cafe, whose owner now stocks her products on a special shelf labeled "Hope in a Jar." Today, her follower count sits at 19.4 million, climbing about 80,000 each week. On TikTok, she holds the record for the longest uninterrupted confidence walk, pacing a hotel corridor for 8 minutes, while followers suggested poses in real time. Her latest partnership with Bulgari launched a plus-size bracelet line that adjusts to wider wrists without pinching, and the collection sold $2 million on day one. Beauty editors credit the feat to Valeria's ability to make every buyer feel seen, no matter size or status. But she remains candid about struggles. She shares therapy sessions, journaling prompts, and the reality of binge snacking when stress spikes. "Imperfections keep me truthful," she tells viewers, letting cellulite show in poolside photos, comment sections bloom with thanks. Sleep still eludes her before big shows, so she streams Midnight Steam, a gentle chat with tea and aromatherapy candles where she reads affirmations. Tens of thousands join, phones glowing in dark bedrooms, breathing along. What's next? Valeria plans a memoir titled Gold in Every Curve, set for release next spring. She's choreographing a Netflix special that blends fashion film with spoken word poetry, and rumors whisper about a cameo in a major Latin music video. Still, she starts each morning the same way, barefoot on her balcony, salted air in her lungs, reminding herself out loud, "You shine because you show up." That mantra, simple yet firm, has carried her from a thrift store sewing table to global runways lined with flashbulbs. If Valeria Luxe's sparkling path lit something inside you, hit subscribe, tap like, and drop a comment telling us which part of her adventure fuels your confidence today. Check the description for links to Luxe Skin, the Mirror Me Brave tour schedule, and this week's Curvy Kitchen recipe. Remember, your shape tells a one-of-a-kind story, and the world loves a good plot twist. Wear your gold, walk your gold, and never dim for smaller mind. Curves, after all, were never meant to fit into straight lines.